All right, part 2. So we talked about what is a higher conscious. We talked about kind of where it originated. Now, what are some of the practices that people do in the 21st century that can get you to a higher conscious? And if you know me and you've been following this channel, the number one thing that I like to do is meditate. And I have a couple of videos on that, but I just want to go over some of the basic keys of what meditation can actually do in order to get you to a higher conscious. So for me, meditating is simple, it's effective, and it really pushes you to be still. And in being still, you get to really detach from your ego and detach from the world around you and listen to that inner voice. And that inner voice is the universe, it's God, it's Yahweh, it's Allah, it's Jehovah. That inner voice is the spirit that can guide you to where you want to go. That spirit is the one that's lifting you up from the depths of the hell that you might be living, and it can get you to think in certain ways that you've never thought before. It's the God energy, it's the God particle. And I'm pretty passionate about this, as you can see, because I felt this, I know this. And there's also many different ways of meditating. There's the most basic one, which is breathing. Breathing in through your nose 3 times, out through your mouth 5 times. Very simple, and the more you do it, the more you get to hear and feel that energy. Now, that's one way. You get into a quiet place, you want to set your body up, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Do it for 10-15 minutes a day over the course of weeks, over the course of months, and I promise you 1,000,000% your life will change. I promise you. Now, I want to let you know that if you do it for 2 days or 3 days, you probably won't feel any different. If you do it for a week or maybe 2, you might feel some changes. But if you're consistent and you just get yourself to do this routine on a daily basis, or at least a month to 2 months, the voices in your head will go away and you'll get to hear a higher conscious. I like to say that because when I was first learning about it, I used to do it for a couple days, and I used to think that all of a sudden I would just be in this flow state that everyone was talking about, but it just wasn't there, and I was just like, what the heck? So I truly advise you that you commit to it for a long period of time, and that you really commit to acknowledging it, and you commit to observing it. Not only practicing it and doing the meditations for 10-15 minutes a day, but also writing down how you feel after. And you do that over and over again, and your life will change. There's no doubt about that. But I also want to talk about different forms of meditation, and that can be through the art of creating. And that art of creating can be through painting, it can be through creating videos, it can be through playing sports, something where you lock in and you go into a flow state. This flow state is something where your challenge meets your skill. So there's a level of challenge that you want to reach that you might need a competitiveness to, or you might need a creative idea for, and it meets the skill level that you're at. And that can be through your painting, that can be through singing, that can be, most people use it through music. And once you begin to do this over and over again, you kind of get in a state where you stop thinking about the world around you. You stop thinking about the situations that you're feeling, but instead you go really deep and really hard into, you really focus to where everything zones out and you're just focusing on that one task, that one creative art, where your skill and where the challenge meets your skill. And once you're there and you stay there for a while, you get to produce things, and that thing you produce will make you feel enlightened, and that will eventually lead you to a higher conscious. And that's another way that you can meditate or reach a higher conscious. Now, the last thing that I believe is amazing and probably more beautiful than any of these things is the idea of gratitude. And that's just being in the practice of being grateful. Having and being in the practice of just appreciating what's around you for what it is. Not because you try to make it happen or that it happened miraculously, but just for the simple fact that it is what it is. So being grateful for just the universe, being grateful for just living, being grateful for just seeing. If you can feel and understand and begin to think about the world of just what it is, many things will come to you in a simple sense. But what I like to do and what I've been doing for the past year is just writing down 1 to 3 things that I was truly grateful for during that day. So before I go to sleep, I have this calendar. Shout out to Swiss. Thank you for making that. I have this calendar where every day I just write in 2 to 3 things that I'm grateful for. And usually it's something that I am truly grateful for. So like yesterday, I was grateful for a conversation I had with my friend, and it was beautiful and it was amazing. And then I also wrote down I was grateful for the sunset because it was so beautiful. It was just wow. And I realized that over the past year, as I was doing this, that allowed me to be grateful for a million other things as it started to come to me. As I was just being grateful for the basic things and truly feeling those emotions of being grateful for it, it allowed me to just open my mind up to what else is out there. And I believe this is probably the most important, the most beautiful way to reach a higher conscious, because it's so amazing and so like you really reach a higher conscious because you get to appreciate the things around you, and when things actually start happening that you want to happen, you're so unbelievably happy that you attract even more things, and you get in this cycle of appreciation and love and happiness, and then throughout the year it just starts accumulating, and then next thing you know, you just blow up and it's just like you're super happy. So I think that's probably the most beautiful thing that you can practice. That practice of gratitude, of daily gratitude, is beautiful. I suggest starting off with just being grateful, just writing down 1 thing you feel grateful for once a week. Not that hard, it's pretty simple, but as you do it over time, it starts to accumulate, and that feeling starts to branch out to the people around you, and that starts accumulating, and you realize that you're just living a life of love, and there's nothing else to it. So yeah, it's awesome being grateful. So reaching a higher conscious can come in forms of many different ways, through meditation, through the flow state of artistry, through playing sports. But for me, my favorite way is being grateful and writing it down. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.